Welcome back to another episode of Your Daily Real Estate. I'm Tristan. Hope you're having an amazing day today. These episodes are meant to be short, 5 minutes or so, to motivate you and give you actionable steps to grow your business and to move forward. Now, this episode is brought to you by my book, Real Estate Prospecting. Pick it up Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. Let's get right into this one. One of the challenges that people are having right now is how to talk to sellers about this whole commission or compensation or a concessions thing. A lot of different words there. We had a webinar this past week with about 3,000 people. And it was amazing. One of the highlights, many highlights there, but one of the highlights was how to address the sellers. And so I want to take you through that right now. When you are talking to the seller that wants to put up their home on the market with you as the listing agent, here's how you would bring up the compensation, because concession means something else, the compensation to the buyer's agent. And remember this, it all stems from this. So remember this, please. You have a fiduciary duty to the seller once they sign with you. The fiduciary duty is to let them know the current environment, the possible challenges that they may face in the market that you practice in. And so the way that we're bringing it up is simple. Say, hey, Mrs. Seller, Mr. Seller, thank you. So now let's talk about compensation after you've run it through for you, right? But now let's talk about compensation to the buyer's agent. Now, I'm sure you've heard of what's happened with NAR. And if you haven't, I'll go through it really quick. Now, that leaves us with this situation. I want to make sure that you put your best foot forward when it comes to your home. And doing that means that we've got to address those buyers that may come in working with some amazing agents out there. In fact, I know some amazing agents right now that are working with some great buyers. And the only way that they've decided to work with each other is by getting compensation from you, Mr. Seller. So you've got to think about this already. We're going to get some offers, and some of those offers are going to come in with saying, hey, I'd like to have this amount for compensation from the buyer's agent. Because some buyers will not pay their buyer's agent, right? Their agent. They won't pay for it because they can't afford it or for other reasons. I don't know. But for you, I want you to already in your head set aside, how much is that going to be? And I can't tell you that. Right? So decide, how much are you going to be willing to give or negotiate to this buyer's agent? And they may be all over the place. Who knows what they're going to come up with? But I want you to be aware of it from the very beginning, because you need to be open to this, as this is the world that we live in. And I want you to sell your home for the most amount of money. And that means showing your home to every single buyer that comes in, whether they're working with an agent or not. And so typically the question I get back is, well, Tristan, that totally makes sense. I want to compensate the buyer's agents that have a buyer that's qualified and ready to buy my home. But what should we offer them? And I say, well, when they ask me that, this is what we've been saying. Well, let's take a look at the last 10 years, what it looks like, because we were able to see what that compensation is. And it looks like in our area, it's this amount. But like I said, it's negotiable. It's always been negotiable. It's just up to you. What do you want to offer them based on the information I'm giving you? And so that's how I would want you to approach it, or close to that. You can tweak it. Go to your broker, ask them if it's okay. For us, that's how we're proceeding. We're in the state of California. It's just an idea for you, so you can say, oh, got it. That's a different take on it, Tristan. Or, you know what, it's not going to work for me. Or, that's awesome. I'm going to take that to the bank. I'm going to take it to my broker. And let's see what they say. Anyway, I'm here for you. Brought that up on the webinar. People loved it. Now I'm sharing that with you. We'll talk again.